lock down personnel more. I feel like dudes got a lot open threes, especially in transition where we emphasize running back and defense and locating guys. The ball screen defense definitely got to be better. I just feel like people forget the fact that kid, he's a pro. He's a really good player, really good scorer, and he came out here and he did what he do, man. Obviously we got to lock in more, but that kid's a really special kid, man. A lot of respect for him.
Just what has this been like for you guys, having guys coming in out of the lineup that are so important to you? How do you deal with that, and how do you try and learn from it, I guess?
It's a challenge. It's hard playing with guys that you already have that chemistry with. The guys that you have experience with. But it's also a good challenge in a way where we can learn from it. It's a lot of guys that's coming in right now. They got to step up. They're getting experience. And that's really important right now, especially early in the season. Who knows what the future holds. Who knows what could happen. It's good that guys are ready and they're in the situations right now. So whenever they get put in later on in the season, they can step up.
Yeah, this is for the both of you guys, I guess. So you guys have had to battle through a lot of these games with guys being in and out of the lineup, close games, Kofi and Alfonso. How much can you guys just learn from these experiences, and how much tougher have you gotten from these games?
Mm-hmm. I feel like the emphasis is on winning time. It's a certain time when the clock hits 4 and under, we emphasize winning time. This is time where we give it our best, we give it everything we got. And I feel like guys, we rally around each other, and we try to actually lay it all out there on the wood. We fight for each other, and that's going to be big time. Leading down where everybody's locked in, and once that time goes down on the clock, we fight our hardest throughout the game, and when 4 minutes come, we know we got to dig a little bit deeper. All these guys, they're willing to sacrifice, and it's a great look.
Mm-hmm. For Kofi, you got Luke back tonight, did some really good things in the second half. You hit him for that kick-out 3. How much trust do you have in him already just being a freshman, and how much has he earned out of that from you guys?
He's a really special kid. He's a freshman, but he doesn't act like it at all. He's a really good leader already. As a young man on the team, he tries to talk a lot. He tries to compete. He really competes a lot. Whether he's on the scout team or whether he's on our team, the playing team. He's just a really good player, and he's a really good person. I feel like it's hard when you find freshmen that come in and they could communicate like that, and they're so outgoing. And he hustles, man. He fights.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really hard fighter.
Scott.
Kofi, just what did you like me about that high-low game you were working with Ben? Because it seems like he was able to get you the ball pretty easily.
Yeah, man, Ben's a stud, man. I feel like Ben's one of them players where if you tell him to do something, he's going to get the job done. Like Ben, he listens. He's a really good learner. That's his most important asset, man. He comes out there and coach tells him to do something, and he just tries his best to do it. He's one of those guys where it doesn't matter if he's scoring, it doesn't matter what he's doing. He's going to play hard. He's going to rebound. He's going to make the right plays. He's been my roommate for 3 years, and I just trusted him that he was going to make the right play and find me. I just kept trying to be ready and kept putting myself in a position to be successful.
Kofi, 3 assists the last 2 games. I think that's the most you've had in 2 games. I mean, has it been a point of emphasis for you to look more to pass out, and what's that do for your team?
Yeah, definitely, man. I feel like it would be ignorant for me not to look out. Guys really double team me and triple team me hard. And when you got guys like Alfonso, you got guys like Hutch, you got all those guys that's really, really good shooters and really good shot makers. It's hard not to pass the ball to them. It would be selfish of me, So I got to find those guys and elevate them the same way they elevate me. The same way they look inside. When I get triple team and double team, I got to pass it back out to them and get them open shots.
So, Alfonso, kind of on the flip side of that, how much difference does it, though, make when Kofi's got 38 points on 15 of 19 shooting and he can be that steady presence in the paint?
I mean, it makes the game easier, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, he's going to get 3-4 guys on him, and he's going to let us get him open shots. So I feel like every time you get the ball in the post, it's going to be just easy for us to get open shots, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, Alfonso, this is for you as well, too. Have you played with anyone in your career who's as dominant in the paint, and how much easier does that make it for you to get shots on the perimeter that are open?
No. I think he's the toughest and biggest guy I've ever played with.
Kofi, Alfonso told us the other night you call him Gunman. Mm-hmm. When did you come up with that, and why?
It's kind of a thing, somebody back home in Jamaica, the guys the criminals, they're called gunmen. The
I'm not a criminal though.
Yeah, they're called gunmen. And when I see him, it's the way he shoots it. Some people say sniper, some people say sniper, whatever that is. Like I call him a gunman because that's a Jamaican term for a sniper, basically. You know, he shoots the cover off it, man. As you can see, man. You know, so like it was just natural. Once I see him getting on the roll, you know, he just came out one day and I stuck with it. He likes it, so you know.
For Alfonso, you know, everyone that's ever played at any level kind of knows what a heat check is. You know, in your mind when you're in that zone and you're thinking about the heat check, is that like, you know, I'm taking this shot no matter what, or are you still thinking, you know, that's in the flow of the offense?
Yeah,
he's taking the shot no matter what. He's a shooter. that's Fonzo. He's gonna try and tell you something different right now, but he's gonna shoot that.
I mean,
if he sees light, he's gonna shoot it. He's a shooter.
Coach said like when you come here, like I want you to shoot it when you open. But like in my mind, I feel like if I'm hot, I'm gonna shoot it when I feel like I'm gonna make it. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna shoot it.
Hey man, and every time he shoots it, I have a smile on my face. You know, I'm trying to get the offensive rebound, but he has at the clip he's shooting it right now, man. I have all the confidence in him, man. And if he takes a shot, it's obvious that he thinks he can make it. And you know, hats off to him, man.
You're ready.
Well, that went just about like I thought it would go. A very good Rio Grande Valley team. Offensively, they are tremendous. Excuse me. Johnson kid's special. He's a tremendous talent. He's put up big numbers, you know, all throughout the season. And you know, I thought we had some real momentum in the first half. We stuck DeMonte on him. He kind of shut his water off, but again, at the end of the game, it was hard to get stops. Fortunately for us, Shaq was on our team. I mean, Kofi, and Plummer. You know, played like a senior, played like a veteran, played like a guy that I've labeled as one of the best shooters in the country. We needed every one of those points from both of those guys. And then I'm really proud of Coleman. He was not good in the first half and very passive, very unaware, very uninvolved, to be honest, and really responded late. DeMonte Williams, what a jump from the Jackson State game where he was our point guard to the game tonight, where 8 assists, no turnovers, probably made the biggest play of the game with the offensive putback. And then I do want to mention Ben. Ben changed the game the first half just simply with his passing. It wasn't hard to get the ball to Kofi, and yet, you know, we had some problems early, just post passing, and Ben changed all that, and we got the ball, 6 assists, and then he was very good on the defensive end. But Luke Goody came in and gave us really good minutes after really not being a factor because of injuries in Kansas City, and I'm a big fan of Luke. Luke's got a lot of toughness. He can really shoot it, but he wasn't afraid to jump up and take a three. His pull-up jump shot was excellent, big-time move, and you know, he had to play in the guts of the game. So you got guys out, you got guys not able to go, and they're three of your key guys. It's great to see certain guys step up, and fortunately they did that tonight.
Questions?
Coach, this is your, I think, 5th different starting lineup in the 6 games. You know, you talk a lot about being connected as a team, and you know, is this like the weirdest start to your season as far as trying to get guys connected and have some continuity?
Yeah, I got no choice.
Brett, any update on Trent and Andre and Jacob, why they were sitting out?
We've got the flu going around. I would have played Pods tonight, Pajemski a lot more. He hadn't been out of bed in 2 days with the flu, fever, everything that goes along with that. Jacob has the same thing. Curbello's fighting the neck injury or whatever, the neck problem that he's got, and obviously Trent. We saw his fall the other night. So, you know, those guys are out, and it is what it is, and we're show up and represent Illinois with a bunch of guys who have to play better than we did tonight, but that's who we got.
What's your biggest concern defensively from tonight?
Guarding the ball. Guarding the ball, and our ball screen coverage was atrocious. We had three really good guys off the bounce, and then we let the Nelson kid get going from three. We fouled him twice. We let the ball get to the middle of the court multiple times. Those are our base foundations. But we didn't do a very good job guarding the ball. We've got to get better play on the defensive end from Plummer. We got to get much better play from Coleman and Hutch, and those guys have to become elite defenders for us, and they've got to lock into that. When they do, we're going to become an elite defender. But DeMonte's out there fighting his ass off and stopping the other guy, number one, and shuts him down. And then we've got other guys out there that weren't as dialed in. So I'm not very happy with that.
Scott.
I mean, you said it was simple, but what did Ben do where he could get the ball to Kofi where other guys maybe to that point weren't doing it?
Caught it, threw it away from the defender, ball faked, everything that we practiced, everything that we worked on. Just simple. Didn't hold the ball, let it stick, didn't let it stick in his hands. Coleman got in trouble because he held it too long. He's always wanting to dribble it and deck it. And I think he's got 14 of his turnovers coming off the bounce this year. And just reverse it. If it's not there, but you've got to see the pass, you've got to see how open Kofi is before you catch it. And for the most part, Coleman's an elite passer. Hutch jumped in the air 3 times tonight, 3, to try to throw post-entry passes. That's just settling in and next game.
Coach, you mentioned how proud you were of Luke Goody and what he provided you defensively, but his IQ seems to be really high for a freshman. Can you explain what that's like to see?
Well, he's a natural leader, first of all. He's got great feel. He's got great instincts. You can tell he was a quarterback. You can tell he's had to lead other people, get other people, be accountable to other people. He's got a great positive vibe and energy about him, and Luke is a tough hombre now. Luke's a tough dude now. I mean, you can go at Luke all you want, and physically or mentally, and Luke's a tough dude now. He can respond to just about anything.
Scott.
Coach Figure brought up Shaq as well and Stanley Roberts, but what did Kofi show tonight where that he can be that dominant physical big?
Well, I thought the best thing about tonight was his passing. He turned one over and the ball kind of rolled out of his hand, but he hit Luke for a 3, hit Coleman for 1. He got fouled on, and he got deep position. And again, we had a size advantage. But the other thing was, and it was no reflection on Omar or no reflection on Ben at the 5 spot, but I was going to roll with Kofi because they couldn't stop him, and we needed all the points we could get. And but I don't know, what was he? 15 of 18, 15 of I can't read.
15 of 19.
15 of 19, and then he made free throws. 8 of 11. We'll take that from Kofi every night. I thought his ball screen defense was just okay. He's trying to block way too many shots, and that's not Kofi. That's not him. He needs to be that wall, but we'll get that squared away.
Okay, Derek.
When you're struggling to guard the ball like that, what's the approach on the coaching side to try to correct that with those guys?
Keep working at it. Practice. And it's tonight, one of the things that, they just, they set in the ball screen coverage and they never set it. And they acted like they were coming to screen and they just slipped out of it. And our guards were adjusting, but our guards, without Trent, without Cabello, those two are elite at it. DeMonte's elite at it. Needless to say, the rest of our guys are not yet. It was just a straight line drive. And you got to be physical. You got to be a tough mother to do that, the way we play it. And Nelly, we got a long way to go there. So I think that may be 2 hours of practice tomorrow is figuring out how to get the hell over top of a ball screen.
Jeremy?
Brett, are you hopeful that Jacob and Andre will be willing to go or able to go on Monday?
Jeremy, I'm way, way beyond trying to figure it out. I show up for a game, I show up for a practice, and I have no idea who I have. And we've got the sickness going around. We've got, I've got a bronchial deal. We've got staff with it. And so tomorrow, I love Paul Schmidt to death, but I dread his text messages right now when he tells me who's here and who's not.
I guess, with Alfonso making a lot of threes the last 2 games, where do you stand on when the heat check moment should come and maybe when it should?
Not when he shot that one, because especially when he gave up another 3. He's got to understand that he's never been coached on that end. And he's got to understand that I'm going to run something for the heat check. But you realize that he missed it and he gave one up at the other end. They're bad shots. And no one loves a shooter more than me, and no one loves to continue to go to a shooter more than me. So he doesn't have to try to pull from 6 feet behind the line in transition. We'll hammer some of that stuff out, but man, is he a gifted shooter. Man, I love seeing that ball go up.
Coach, how much of the defense is guys that maybe aren't accustomed to the detailed scouting reports and missing out on, right-hand drives, things like that?
A whole bunch. I mean, you can tell DeMonte's experience today. You can tell that other guys don't have that. One of the hardest things about playing basketball defensively is you have to be an unbelievable listener. And people think, what are you talking? Well, when Kofi's elite at it. When Kofi calls a coverage in a ball screen, we have 2 or 3 different options. When he makes the call, you have to adjust your feet. And if you can't adjust the right way, that puts us in harm's way. And it's not very hard, but you have to be a listener. And then you have to respond. You can't do it a tick late. And so part of that is scouting report. Part of it is practice. Part of it is just familiarity with it. And, I was ticked off early when Zero, who I don't know if he's put the ball in his left hand all year, straight line drives Coleman right from the top of the key. And Coleman has the ability to be one of the best defenders in this league when he's wants to be that. And, we've been all over him about his closeouts. He jumps. Kid steps in, and that's not the way we've ever practiced it. And so it's discipline, and it's growing, and he's going to be fine, and that's all part of gaining experience.
Tyler?
Yeah. Coach, 21 assists on 33 makes. Is that just a function of finally getting the post feeds figured out and Plummer making shots, or were you happy with the way the ball was moving tonight?
Yeah, the simplicity of what we did tonight was really good. I mean, there were hardly any ball screen set. I mean, we didn't have that team tonight. So there was no ball screen set, or very, very few, maybe 1 out of every 4 possessions. The simplicity with which we played tonight probably helped us a bunch. And obviously Bello and Trent, we're going to put a lot of ball screens in because those guys are really good at them. But we didn't have that, and we had a dominant, as I told our team, I'm proud of them for understanding where the bread is buttered, and that was Kofi. And we played out of it in great space, and Curbelo got great looks, and you give me 21 assists every night, we're probably going to shoot those type of percentages.
Alec?
Coach, obviously having so many guys out is really frustrating, but how much have you been able to rely on DeMonte Williams for leadership throughout this first couple weeks of the season?
Man, he's the rock. He's been everything that he's been everything that here's the reality. There's nobody else on our team who has the versatility to go play. Literally, if I ask him to play the 5, he could play the 5. There's nobody else that has that versatility. He hadn't practiced at the point since Jackson State, or maybe Arkansas State a little bit. I mean, he literally hasn't. And all of a sudden, before the game, we're shoot around today. Here we go. And so, he's the rock of our team. He's the identity of our team. He's the defensive presence. He was the guy in the huddle, getting on guys when they weren't guarding to his level. Can't say enough great things.
Rob?
Can't criticize the officials, but you can praise Ben for not fouling on that second 3-point shot if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see that he learned. You know, I mean, and that's a process. You know, when you screw up twice and you get 2 fouls called, I won't say the quote that comes to mind, which we all know, but yeah, he's fine. I love Ben, and Ben does very few things wrong.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach.